Stop what you are doing. Look at me, Virgo. You didn't click on this video because the algorithm guessed your mood, and you didn't end up here by accident. You were brought here by the exact phase of your cycle, by that inexplicable exhaustion you've been carrying on your shoulders for the past few weeks. I feel the weight of the silence you've been keeping, the way you've been shrinking your own light just to avoid making others uncomfortable. But what you are about to hear is the exact key to breaking that invisible cycle, and it will completely change the way you walk into every room from now on. You are the Virgo who constantly gets stuck right at the finish line, the one who feels the heavy stares in the room but chooses to stay quiet, who deliberately dims their own brilliance just so they don't attract unwanted attention or spark secret resentment. But right now, you are the lighthouse that gets covered in thick mud by those who are afraid of the dark. It never stopped shining, but the light was trapped inside, and that ends today. You will understand why your biggest victories always seem to hit a mysterious wall right at the finish line. You will discover how to identify the silent, energetic drain happening in rooms where everyone is smiling at you. You will learn the exact mechanism to return that heavy, uninvited energy back to its sender, without saying a single word. You will see the invisible wall that was built around your path finally shatter. And before this message closes, I will tell you one specific sentence about your life that you will carry with you for the next few months. I need you to listen to this with an open heart, because a part of you will want to doubt this, and that is exactly the doubt the siege uses to keep you trapped. Have you ever felt that there is a strange, heavy pressure sitting squarely on your shoulders that gets heavier exactly when your life is about to take off, as if every step forward you take is being watched a little too closely? Have you ever felt as if something deep inside you knew that not every smile in your circle is rooting for you, but your mind just hasn't been willing to accept it yet? What if this endless loop of delays right at the finish line, the sudden exhaustion, and the friends who pull away when you shine isn't just bad luck, but a clear sign that the universe is trying to expose the spiritual envy surrounding your Virgo path? Because while many just write it off as the cost of doing business, very few realize that every blocked opportunity can carry a hidden resentment, a silent energetic drain, and an invisible siege that has not yet been shattered. But what if the massive turning point is in this revelation that you haven't been able to apply yet? Now think with me. Why does everything stall in my life right when it is about to work out? What if every flawless plan that fell apart at the last second, every backhanded compliment that left a bitter taste in your mouth every time someone else took credit for the heavy lifting you did, every wave of heavy energy after certain conversations, and this constant nagging feeling of being secretly monitored, were signs of a spiritual envy you have ignored for far too long? It was searching for answers to this that I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Spiritual Envy Against Virgo. This book is not just a read. It is a revelation created for Virgos who want to understand exactly where this heavy energy is coming from, cut the invisible cords of spiritual envy and silent sabotage once and for all, and build an impenetrable shield around your energy so you can finally rise without apologizing for your brilliance. Many Virgos already feel that they need to protect themselves from this energy surrounding them, but they still haven't made the decision to download the digital book. Download it right now. It is available in the first pinned comment. But pay attention, the access could be taken offline at any moment. It reveals reflections, hidden signs, and directions that can transform your path. Do not wait for one more massive victory to slip through your fingers at the finish line to finally seek the protection you need. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the spiritual envy that tried to extinguish your light might be the exact proof that the universe has given you a brilliance far too massive to ever go unnoticed. If this very first word has already touched something deep inside of you, write "My light is protected" down below. Not for me, but because another Virgo who is standing exactly where you were a year ago needs this message to find them tonight. This path has a map, and it is already within your reach right there in the first pinned comment. We will return to it shortly, but first you need to understand how deep this mechanism actually goes. And if for some reason you are not interested, or cannot acquire the digital book right now, there is still another door open for you. I do not receive a single cent for any of these messages I deliver here every day. Nothing at all. And yet they keep coming out every single day for you and for every Virgo who still needs to be reached. If at any moment your heart wishes to return a little of what it received, there is a voluntary donation link open in the first pinned comment right below the book. Whatever amount fits in your hand today, whatever sum your heart points to, that is what keeps this channel standing. That is what makes the next message reach another Virgo tomorrow, exactly as it reached you today. I'm waiting for you there, Virgo. I still haven't told you the most important thing. There are 4 signs that this invisible siege is already acting upon you right now, and you are going to recognize at least one of them immediately. Take a slow, deep breath, Virgo. Lower your shoulders. You have been carrying a tension that does not even belong to you, bracing for an impact you cannot logically explain. We are going to peel back the layers of that exhaustion right now. Step out of the loud noise of your routine and focus entirely on the silent current running underneath your life. Notice how your body reacts to what I'm about to say right now, because your physical form has been registering this attack long before your logical mind could process it. There is a profound difference between being tired from hard work and being drained by an unseen force. The kind of fatigue making your limbs heavy just when you are about to step into your power is not a sign that you need more sleep. It is a sign that your field is constantly fighting. There are 4 precise signals that this siege is actively suffocating your potential today. You are going to recognize at least one of them immediately. The first sign is that sudden, crushing wave of fatigue hitting you right after a Tuesday afternoon coffee meeting with someone who did nothing but praise your recent success. You walk away feeling completely depleted. For some of you, this appears as a co-worker who subtly diminishes your voice in the room. For others, it is a friend who makes your accomplishments feel small with a single glance. You called it unexplainable exhaustion. The universe called it a silent energetic drain. The second sign happens the exact moment you share a piece of good news at the dinner table, and you feel the temperature in the room inexplicably drop. You see the smiles, but a heavy gravity settles over the space, making you instantly regret opening your mouth. You start downplaying your victory just to make the atmosphere comfortable again. You called it your own paranoia when you felt the room's energy shift. The universe called it profound spiritual perception. The third sign is the meticulous plan you built for months, completely flawless, which somehow falls apart at 11 p.m. on the night before the launch for absolutely no logical reason. The contract delays or the person you relied on suddenly changes their mind without any warning. You look at the scattered pieces and wonder what you did wrong. You called it a string of bad luck right at the finish line. The universe called it an invisible siege. The fourth sign is that subtle, heavy pressure at the base of your neck whenever you are about to step into a new elevated version of your life. It is that nagging whisper telling you that you are not safe if you shine too brightly. It convinces you to stay quiet, to remain the reliable background character, so no one feels threatened by your glow. You called it your classic Virgo anxiety. The universe called it a deeply ingrained spiritual anchor. These signs share a common origin, and it has a specific name. But before the name, you need something else. There is a path of protection, and I am going to open it right now, before the name, before the final word, because anyone carrying the crushing weight of this invisible siege needs absolute relief before receiving the revelation. Stay with me, and this is exactly where the path of protection opens. The signs that just hit you did not hit you by accident, Virgo. They are the undeniable proof of that dense fog that isn't just physical exhaustion. It's a calculated weight, a net that tightens around you every single time your brilliance starts to show. You have felt this tightening in your chest before every major presentation, before every leap of faith, and before every relationship that actually had the potential to bring you true peace. It acts exactly as if your soul already mapped out who in your circle is secretly rooting for your failure, but your rational mind refuses to admit it because you are deeply conditioned to see the good in everyone else. But you must ask yourself right now, what if this endless cycle of sabotage right at the finish line isn't just coincidence, but a glaring alarm that the universe is exposing the spiritual siege around you? I have seen Virgos who were exactly where you are sitting right now. I have seen them carrying the world on their shoulders, silently doubting their own capacity, wondering why the struggle had to be so exceptionally hard for them when they gave so freely to everyone else. They thought they just needed to work a little harder to prove their worth. They thought they needed to be a little quieter, to hide their victories so they wouldn't trigger the insecurities of the people they loved. But they were fighting a spiritual battle with physical tools. They did not need better strategies or more late nights at the desk. They just needed to recognize the energetic drain happening right under their noses and sever the invisible cords tying them to the ground. The doors that slammed shut at the 11th hour, the friendships that suddenly iced over when you started to succeed, the unmistakable sensation of carrying the weight of unconfessed jealousy. This cannot continue. And the only way to shatter it is by claiming the knowledge inside the great secret behind the spiritual envy against Virgo. This digital book is not just a collection of comforting words. It is the definitive energetic key to understanding exactly how this heavy energy operates in the shadows of your life. It teaches you to map out every single source of this drain, cut the invisible cords of silent sabotage once and for all, and shows you the exact blueprint to build an impenetrable shield around your aura. You will learn to walk into any room, share any victory, and exist in your absolute peak without ever apologizing for your brilliance again. Because this is the universal truth you must carry from now on. Envy cannot survive in the light of awareness. The invisible siege only holds power over you as long as you remain blind to its existence. This cosmic window does not wait for hesitation. It demands a choice. Every single day you walk forward without this path is another massive opportunity drained from your hands right at the finish line. Every single week you pretend this heavy energy is just natural fatigue as another cord attaching itself to your potential, pulling you back into the shadows. Every single month you leave this invisible siege unbroken is another thick layer of mud thrown against your lighthouse, systematically dimming the brilliant future that was destined for you. Do not let them trap your light any longer. The digital book is available right now in the first pinned comment. Go there and download it while this word is still alive and vibrating inside your chest. Take this crucial step to claim the ultimate energetic armor against this siege that only this specific roadmap fully reveals. Take a deep, slow breath right now. Drop your shoulders. I want you to close your eyes for just a second and think about that lighthouse covered in thick mud by people who are absolutely terrified of the dark. That lighthouse is you, Virgo. The light inside of it never died. It never even flickered. It has simply been trapped beneath the heavy weight of other people's unspoken insecurities and fears. But the rain is already falling. The mud is already washing away. The very moment you decide to protect your borders and claim your energetic sovereignty, your beam will cut through the darkest night once again, completely untouched, radiant, and absolutely unstoppable. You are not broken. You are just under siege. And the siege is lifting. And as I told you earlier, Virgo, besides the digital book that is in the first pinned comment, there is that open voluntary donation link right below the book. I continue not receiving a single cent for each message that leaves here for you. That is why this link exists, so that another Virgo tomorrow finds exactly this message that found you today, whatever amount your heart points to. Each gesture like this keeps our channel standing and makes the next message reach whoever needs it, exactly as it reached you today. What arrives has a shape, and it has a date. And now, with the path laid out before you, the name comes down. What you have been experiencing over the last few months is not a random series of unfortunate events. It is not a cosmic punishment for being a perfectionist. It is not your own anxiety inventing problems, and it is definitely not your mind playing tricks on you when the energy in a crowded room suddenly shifts. It is what the spiritual realm calls the invisible siege of the withheld victory. This is a highly specific, targeted energetic mechanism. It activates precisely when your intense, undeniable light triggers a silent, unspoken envy in the people operating in your immediate circle. It is an invisible barricade meant to keep you playing small right before your greatest, most tangible breakthrough. You see, Virgo, the sudden delays that make no logical sense, the crushing exhaustion that hits you out of nowhere, the projects that fall through at the last possible second. They are not coincidences. They are the physical manifestations of this spiritual siege. It operates exactly like a heavy, suffocating net, pulling you back down into the dirt every single time you try to stand up and claim the reward you have meticulously built. The universe is forcing this revelation into your hands right now because the cosmic window to break this blockade is currently wide open. The massive transformation that was held back by this siege is finally ready to shatter the illusion and manifest directly into your reality. I want you to visualize the master jeweler who works in complete, absolute silence. Imagine sitting at your heavy wooden desk late at night, carefully cutting and polishing a rare, magnificent diamond. You never ask for applause. You never demand a grand audience or praise for your dedication. You just focus on the craft, pouring your entire soul into making the facets absolutely flawless. But outside your window, in the cold street, people who do not know how to shape a stone are slowly gathering. They are secretly, bitterly resentful of the brilliant light spilling from your desk into the dark alley. They do not have the discipline to learn how to cut their own diamond, and they cannot reach yours. So they do the only thing they can do to ease their own discomfort. They start throwing thick, heavy handfuls of dust and mud on your windows. They just want the glass to become so opaque that no one else can see your diamond shine. They want you to look at the dim room and believe that your light has simply died out. It is exactly where you are right now, Virgo. You have been working in the dark, believing the thick dust on the glass was a reflection of your own failure. You thought you were doing something wrong. But the rain is about to wash that glass clean, and your diamond is finally ready for the world. You never lost your touch. You never lost your gift. You were simply surrounded by those who were absolutely terrified of your brilliance. I saw you swallow that good news at the dinner table because something whispered that it wasn't safe to share. I watched you shrink your own massive light, deliberately dimming your glow just to make the room comfortable for people who were never meant to walk beside you. I felt the heavy, silent burden you took upon your own shoulders to protect the fragile egos of those who secretly wanted to see you stumble. But I did not give you this immaculate brilliance so you could hide it in the shadows to keep the peace. I gave it to you so you could blind the darkness. There is a man who carried this exact same heavy siege for years. He was brilliant, constantly doing the heavy lifting in every room he entered, quietly fixing everyone else's mistakes. Yet every single time he was about to get the recognition, the promotion, or the profound peace he deserved, something completely out of his control would shatter his plans. He thought he just needed to be more careful. He believed he just needed to double-check every single detail and work twice as hard. And then he stopped trying to fix the external plans and started cutting the unseen cords. What changed in his life wasn't his work ethic or his flawless strategy. He simply learned how to build an invisible, impenetrable wall around his energy. He returned the heavy, uninvited stares back to their senders without saying a single word. And suddenly, every closed door blew wide open. He stopped absorbing the spiritual envy, and his massive victories finally landed safely in his hands. You are still processing this right now, feeling that familiar, tight knot at the base of your neck, finally starting to loosen as the deep validation washes over you. You are realizing that you were never crazy, and you were never asking for too much. The deepest truth is still ahead, and it has your name. Now that you understand the true nature of this invisible siege, you must understand exactly who they were trying to silence. This heavy energy did not attach itself to a weak foundation. It targeted the exact places where your power is most absolute. The spiritual envy only attacks what it desperately wishes it could replicate. It is time to look closely at who you really are inside this crossing, because the way you have survived this silent sabotage has forged an unbreakable identity. You are the overseen one, the Virgo who learned to shrink their massive glow just to keep the fragile peace in the room. You walked into spaces carrying immense capability and profound insight, but you deliberately lowered your voice and dimmed your brilliance so that the insecure egos around you wouldn't feel threatened by your presence. Your deepest vulnerability was believing that true humility meant making yourself smaller, when in reality, you were just starving your own beautiful light to feed their comfort. You are the silent guardian, the one who builds their entire empire without making a single sound. Virgo carries the weight, Virgo sustains the structure. Virgo meticulously fixes the collapsing walls before anyone else even notices the cracks in the foundation. You took on the heavy lifting for everyone else, working tirelessly behind the scenes, never asking for applause or recognition. Yet your silent exhaustion came from the painful belief that if you stopped holding the world together for just 1 second, you would be left completely alone in the ruins. And you are the phoenix of the earth, the resilient spirit who rises steadily from the exact ashes they desperately tried to bury you in. Every time they threw dirt on your name, every time the invisible siege made your flawless plans crumble at the last second, you didn't scream or curse the sky. You simply gathered the broken pieces, retreated into your silent workshop, and rebuilt everything twice as strong. But your hidden wound was the quiet tears you shed in absolute isolation, wondering why your path had to be paved with so much unnecessary resistance and unexplainable pain. Notice your chest right now, Virgo. Take a slow breath and feel that sudden, warm rush of air filling your lungs. That warmth has a name, and it is the exact sensation of being truly seen for the first time in a very long time. You are all three of these archetypes, woven together into a masterpiece of resilience that the siege could never completely destroy. You have survived the silent, energetic drain, and now you are standing in the absolute center of your own power. But this identity that has just been declared over you needs to be actively sustained, because the Virgo who knows their own immense value, but does not understand how to block the spiritual siege surrounding them, will inevitably return to carrying heavy stares and unseen resentments that simply do not belong to them. To keep that crown on your head, you need the great secret behind the spiritual envy against Virgos. This digital book is available right now in the first pinned comment. It is the definitive guide to anchoring your power and keeping your aura completely sealed from the hidden envy of others. Do not wait for the heavy stares to return before you decide to anchor what you've just claimed. Go to the pinned comment and get your digital book right now. Use it to build that impenetrable glass wall around your energy to sustain the unbreakable identity that has just been spoken over your life. The time for shrinking your light has passed, and your total protection is just one click away. I promised I would return to this. The shield is ready, but before you raise it, you need to know exactly how this cycle will try to return to your life, because it will definitely try. I told you the shield was ready to be raised, but you must realize that this heavy energy will not just surrender quietly. The invisible siege has studied your habits for years. It will attempt to sneak back into your life over the next few days, testing the new boundaries you are building right now. The first tactic of the siege is the seed of self-doubt that sounds exactly like your own internal voice. It happens when you are alone, and a sudden dark thought tells you that you are not capable enough to sustain your current success. It is not a rational flaw in your plan. It is not a genuine mistake. It is the energetic drain trying to mimic your logic to tear you down from the inside. When this happens, state firmly out loud, "My mind is my own kingdom." Then, immediately drink a glass of cold water to shock your senses back to the present reality. The second tactic is the backhanded compliment disguised as care, deliberately meant to reopen the energetic door you just closed. For some of you, this will come from a close family member who congratulates you, but quickly points out a tiny, insignificant flaw in your achievement to keep you grounded. For others, it will be a coworker who praises your brilliant idea just to remind the room how much they helped you develop it. When they do this, mentally say, "I return this gift to its sender." Then the very moment you walk away, physically brush your shoulders off. The cord is immediately cut. The third tactic is the sudden, overwhelming urge to cancel your plans and hide from the world exactly when you are supposed to step forward. It is that heavy gravity pulling you back into your shell because standing in the spotlight suddenly feels dangerously exposing. You think you are just tired. You are actually being suppressed. When this invisible weight drops on you, declare with absolute authority, "My light does not ask for permission." Then, walk over and turn on the brightest light in your room for 5 solid minutes. You will physically feel the shadow leave the space. These weapons protect you from what I managed to show you today, but the cycle has more layers than fit in one video. The invisible siege will inevitably shift its form, and you must know exactly how to respond When the praise arrives heavily coated in bitterness, when the blueprint collapses again, the night before the launch, when the nameless exhaustion strikes right after you leave that specific room. These weapons are just the beginning. The rest is inside the great secret behind the spiritual envy against Virgo. This digital book is available right now in the first pinned comment. It holds the complete blueprint of the shield you need, so this siege can never catch you off guard again. I am not rushing you. I am warning you. Do not wait for the invisible net to drop on you again before you finally read the map. This specific cosmic window of protection is open for you right now, but it will not wait for hesitation. And now I need you to stop learning for a moment and start feeling. I need you to completely stop whatever you are doing right now. Drop your shoulders, Virgo. Unclench your jaw. Take one slow, deep breath and let the air out of your lungs without rushing. You have been holding on to an invisible tension that has kept your nervous system on high alert for weeks, always bracing for the next shoe to drop, always anticipating the next hidden blow. Close your eyes for just a moment. Step out of the loud noise of your daily routine and lower the heavy guard you have carefully carried into every single room. You do not need to defend yourself right now. You are in a safe space, and it is time to physically and spiritually release the heavy gravity that this invisible siege placed upon your chest. Imagine a thick, heavy, invisible thread connected directly to the back of your neck. It is the accumulated cord of every envious look, every unspoken resentment, every backhanded compliment, and every fake smile you have absorbed over the last few years. It is the weight pulling you backward, right at the finish line. Now picture a blade of pure, blinding white light manifesting directly in your hand. I want you to raise it. See yourself bringing it down, cutting that thick cord in one swift, undeniable motion. Feel the immediate snap. Feel the rush of clean oxygen instantly returning to your lungs and the sudden, profound lightness in your shoulders as an impenetrable glass wall rises up around your energy from the ground up. You are sealed. You are completely safe. The mud is washed away and the lighthouse is radiant once again. Release the heavy weight of the stairs that secretly wished you would stumble and fall. Release the deep-seated guilt for shining so much brighter than the people who flatly refuse to grow beside you. Release the paralyzing fear of being fully seen in your absolute peak just because someone else might feel uncomfortable in your presence. Release the emotional attachments to every friendship and connection that only wanted to keep you around when you were playing small and staying quiet. You are no longer shrinking to fit into rooms that are simply too small for your massive brilliance. Activate the overseen one and step boldly into the center of your life without ever apologizing for your magnificent glow again. Activate the silent guardian and realize that the massive empire you built behind the scenes is finally ready to stand untouched by the shadows of others. Activate the phoenix of the earth and rise completely free from the bitter ashes they so desperately tried to bury you in. You are still processing this right now, feeling that profound shift in your posture. Before we seal this, write down below the name of someone you are carrying through this crossing, or if this is for you, write in one sentence what you are waiting for the universe to hand back to you. I will read it, and you will not write this alone. Do not release this energy just yet. We are not done. Stay with me. May the walls of your home be sealed against every heavy stare that tries to cross your threshold. May every ounce of effort you poured into your silent work be fully protected from the hands that did not help you build it. May the massive breakthroughs that are currently making their way to you be entirely shielded from the invisible siege. I have watched you carry the weight of a dozen different lives on your shoulders, while completely ignoring your own exhaustion. I saw how you meticulously fixed everyone else's broken foundations, secretly hoping someone would finally turn around and offer to hold the walls up for you just once. You thought your fatigue was a sign of weakness, but it was actually the heavy toll of fighting a spiritual battle you never asked to be a part of. I saw you swallow that good news at the dinner table because something whispered that it wasn't safe to share. I watched you shrink your own massive light, deliberately dimming your glow, just to make the room comfortable for people who were never meant to walk beside you. I felt the heavy, silent burden you took upon your own shoulders to protect the fragile egos of those who secretly wanted to see you stumble. I did not give you this immaculate brilliance so you could hide it in the shadows to keep the peace. I gave it to you so you could absolutely blind the darkness. The unexplainable delays right at the finish line were not punishments for your ambition. They were my deliberate cosmic blockades, keeping you from stepping into rooms filled with hidden resentments that would have drained your soul dry. The doors I closed for you were not rejections of your hard work. They were absolute protections against the spiritual envy that was waiting for you on the other side. Every flawless plan that fell apart at the last second was simply me removing the invisible anchors that were secretly dragging you down. You are no longer required to shrink your massive potential just to make others feel secure in their own limitations. The siege has been exposed, the invisible cords have been brought into the light, and the heavy gravity you carried for years is finally being lifted from your path. The doubt that speaks with your own voice ends right here. The backhanded compliment disguised as care ends right here. The sudden urge to cancel your plans and hide from the world ends right here. Virgo has never been cold. Virgo is not envied for being demanding. Virgo is envied for quietly delivering what others only promise out loud. Don't let go yet. The universe has just told you. I saw you swallow that good news at the dinner table because something whispered that it wasn't safe to share. And that is exactly why I need to remind you of one thing before sealing. What was cut here is real. But tomorrow morning the world will try to convince you that nothing changed. You will face that heavy stare that will try to sit on your chest again tomorrow morning if you don't seal the door. The invisible siege will attempt to test the new boundaries you are establishing right now, hoping to find a crack in your newly built armor. That is why you cannot walk away from this revelation empty-handed. The ultimate protection you need is waiting inside the great secret behind the spiritual envy against Virgo. This digital book is available right now in the first pinned comment. It is the exact tool you must carry from now on to uphold the ironclad boundary you built during this crossing, so the protection isn't lost by tomorrow. It is not just about breaking the siege today, it is about ensuring it can never attach itself to you again. Do not wait for tomorrow's tests to break the armor you've worked so hard to forge today. Go to the pinned comment and download your digital book right now. There is a massive silent wave of realization happening right now. There are thousands of Virgos listening to this exact message, sitting in the same profound silence as you, finally understanding why their path has felt so unnaturally heavy. If this voice found you today, subscribe to the channel, not to add to a number, but because the next message in this cosmic series is going to search exactly for the ones who have already crossed this first threshold. In the next video of this series, I'm going to show you the exact sign that appears 3 days before the siege completely collapses, and why almost every Virgo completely ignores it. Do not miss it. And still in this video, Virgo, before I seal this hour with you, I come back one last time to this request. You have walked with me this far. You have crossed every word, every revelation, every sign. And if at any moment of this message you felt the universe touch you, you know this video was not an accident. The voluntary donation link remains open in the first pinned comment, right below the digital book. Not as a charge, not as an exchange, but as a giving back from the one who received to the source this message came from. Any amount your heart points to, and the universe sees every gesture the universe sees, and the universe multiplies over your home, over your days, over what you don't even know is about to arrive. This was my last request. I'll be waiting for you there. Thank you so much. And when that heavy, unspoken stare tries to return to your life, remember that the answer has a name, the great secret of spiritual envy. And it is already within your reach. The heavy mud that kept your magnificent diamond hidden in the dark has finally been washed away. Your light is absolute, and your beam will never be trapped again. Now, you can let go. This message is complete. What was seen was seen. What was cut was cut. Walk light, Virgo.